Hi, I'm MT Connolly, and I look forward to teaching this class on 5 things I've learned about how to better navigate aging. I'm a nonprofit president, a researcher, a recovering litigator, and author of the book, The Measure of Our Age, Navigating Care, Safety, Money, and Meaning Later in Life. My work started off in the bleak side of aging. I was a DOJ lawyer, suing large nursing home chains for abuse and neglect. And I worked on a new law called the Elder Justice Act that was supposed to take on elder abuse. But the results were disappointing. And it became clear that there was something bigger going on in the culture. So I set about listening to stories and telling them about aging and what makes it so much harder than it should be. I put those stories into a book, and what I learned surprised me and changed the way I think and I live. So, starting off, there are a lot of weird paradoxes about longevity. We're living longer than ever before, and this is an astonishing victory over time, but we want to get old, not be old. We don't even want to think about aging, much less plan for it. But as a result, we end up unprepared for longevity's challenges. We miss out on some of the best parts and its gifts, and we lack the knowledge we need to navigate longevity well. In this class, we'll talk about 5 things we need to know to improve our odds of a better old age. First, there's the care crisis. With millions more people aging, also there are tens of millions more people who need more care than ever before in history. But Medicare and most health insurance don't pay for long-term care. And we lack the infrastructure to either provide care or to support about 50 million family caregivers who are providing care. And long-term care options are expensive, hard to figure out, and often unreliable. Second topic is money. We're squeamish about talking about it and don't plan well for the financial aspects of aging. Scammers target older people specifically. Why? Because of cognitive decline and isolation that make them at increased risk of being scammed, and often wiping out inheritances and funds that people need for housing and care. There's also this notion of financial capacity declining, and that's often imperceptible until it's too late. The third subject we'll look at is the autonomy safety conundrum. Older adults, like all of us, have the right to make decisions, even risky ones, about money, driving, care, sex, friendship, where to live, and with whom. But risky decisions can also lead to impoverishment or peril to oneself or others. Think driving. And there's surprisingly little guidance out there to help us navigate the profound ethical and philosophical quandaries that attend these balancings. Fourth is the issue of norms relating to aging. When we think about how we live, often we're either bunkered at home alone, often isolated and or lonely, or we live segregated together with other older people. We often approach aging with fear, shame, denial, and disgust, and there's rampant ageism that's largely unchecked. Those toxins of that bias are excreted into the culture then, which in turn is reflected in our fear, loathing, and unpreparedness for aging. And fifth are the mysteries and the meaning making of aging. All the noise around aging distracts us from the stuff that really matters, the important parts of being human and being alive. And so in this part, we'll talk about 5 concrete steps we can take to help us refocus on what matters most. That also has the benefit of improving both our mental health and our physical health. Time is longevity's most sacred gift. There aren't any silver bullets as we age, but we can improve our odds of a better longevity by paying more attention to where we want to end up and by helping other people do the same. And that's what I look forward to discussing with you in this class. Thanks.